No, we'll be back shortly, or starting shortly. I'm just getting everything set up before we begin. Okay, there, and one there. All right, posted. That's all done. Connection seems to be fine. Everything's showing. Sounds being picked up. I think we're good to go. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another stream. The first one for this week. We're continuing Apollo Justice. Last time we had left off, we had continued looking into the Mason system, into the past and the present, and the present's past. And we learned some stuff. We learned that Valent didn't actually kill what's his name? Not Zach, the other one. Well, the grandpa, he actually just went there and then he shot himself. And then he was like, I should frame my other guy so that I could get all the rights. And then he felt bad about it, and now he's going to turn himself in because he was like, I feel bad about it. We also know that Apollo is the daughter, the son of Zach and, well, not Zach specifically, the son of how do you say your name again? Is it Thalassa? Thalassa, and has that bracelet that makes him like go zoom. So yeah, they are brother and sister. I was right on that. Woo. And then we learned that Kristoph is somehow involved in this whole thing, but we don't know why yet. So we are now heading back into the present, as probably as Apollo, to find the truth and present it in court and see where it goes. So yeah, I'm not remembering all of it, but that's the majority of the stuff that we needed to know anyway. So we're gonna get right into it, so I can remind myself anyway through game, and then we shall see. Yeah, that's what I said, Ravatron. Also, I don't know why you said that thing at the front, but be careful, because I will put you in timeout for that. Consider this a warning. Okay. Showing up on there. I have to refresh this because it's not showing up on there for some reason. Okay. Let's go. Day 2, trial 2, day 2. I don't know. Again, I still don't know why it does that. Yes. Let's go. Oh, hey, Phoenix again. This is a weird court. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Veremisham innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? No. Preparations complete. Oh, I actually have to click it. Something inside me, rising, surfacing. I don't know who this is. Something important, lost long ago. It's close now, so close. How sniffing things? No, I meant the very first thing about Pinocchio. October 9, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Veremisham, who is currently in a coma and can't be defendant. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Execution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Veremisham's condition? Why are you asking the prosecutor? I'm the one that's defending him. I should be the one that knows that. Acute etricnine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? You can't put her on trial without her being here. That's what I'm saying. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and then do it. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. Trial without the verdict only causes grief. Records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that had been going on in the curtains, behind the curtain all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well, your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecuting the case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Veremisham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done.
Objection!
But Vera was poisoned by atraquinine. The exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Veremisham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you suppose our killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her Mr. Killer was. The prosecution objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claim to this court. Tell us how Veremisham was poisoned. Why don't you do it? We've got two things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? Let's do the how first, because I don't think I can prove who unless I show them the how. How did the killer poison Veremisham? I'll focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle containing the poison was found on the defendant's body. I see. So the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Veremisham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Veremisham?
Take that!
What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Shut up, Judge. We've only just started and already hate you because of that. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing at all. It's fine. The killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it. As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Ah, my wife has red nails. You're married? I see, so she's been painting them all this time. Oh, wait, no, because that would make sense, because he does have grandchildren, so, you know, it is what it is. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Ordered our sister. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah! Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice. Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes, somehow. I'll just pull this out of my butt. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why'd you ask? Or someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, we're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. Realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Oh boy, 2-point loss. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Let us ask. Who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish? It was me! Take that! What's this? Kristoph Gavin. Objection! What's the game? My bro, there's no way he could have done a thing like that. Dude, he literally was in the first case where he killed someone. You should know better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourself when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday, it could have been a month ago, maybe it was a year ago, or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Kristoph Gavin has no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. This is the one moment where Apollo's like, yeah, you know, I'm just going to come up. I'm actually going to be the guy that figures things out. Gavin's like, oh no. That face tells me one thing. Kristoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Kristoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. Darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Kristoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Kristoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. His coordinates are 42 degrees east, 21 degrees north. It's just like, why do you have to be so specific about it? We know who Kristoph Gavin is, but sure. Ah, Your Honor. How nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? What do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Kristoph Gavin. When you say it like that, it's a bit odd. DLC cases? If they're a part of the game, yeah. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadne nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet. And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Mission was poisoned. Atropine, was it? You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah, and you agree with this accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Kristoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning the defendant, Vera Mission. Please testify on this matter to the court. Poisoning Vera. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I possibly poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Missions. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Kristoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned the Missions. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention why. I'm gonna cross-examine you until you come out with everything.
Hold it!
The bracelet's there. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadne is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities. And you and Vera just happen to use both use it? That can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's simple. Ariadne is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings towards my brand name gavel here. My silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? Please, continue with your tasteful testimony. Delicious.
Hold it!
Can you still make contact with the outside world in solitary?
Objection!
So you had a compass on the outside. Is this your latest accusation? I am allowed a certain modicum of letter writing.
Objection!
But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Mr. Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, I didn't even say anything and he was objectionizing me. Yeah, you think so too, Trucy? Better know why. You must be nervous with Big Brother watching. And maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue?
Hold it!
The defendant is not ready, or not dead yet. There are no known cases of someone surviving atropine poisoning. You seem to know a lot about atropine. I know a lot about a lot of things. which is why I suggest we pick up the pace. Or else you'd be short one defendant, for what she's worth. The witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill. My apologies. Shall I continue? You're such a douchebag, Kristoph. We've only just started. Prosecuting case holds. She poisoned her father and then attempted to poison herself.
Hold it!
Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails?
Objection!
Yes, it's quite simple. Basically. Allow me to explain. Beginning with, why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This too is simple. She should die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? Once she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough. Crystal clear. Well, these two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork, though. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too.
Hold it!
Both Vera and Mr. Mission were poisoned with atropine. That really can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
The defense is repeating fallacious statements based on conjecture. Prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Objection sustained. Witness will please present concrete proof of the defense. Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you, too? It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. No, he is acting different than usual. I bet it has a lot to do with his brother, Kristoph, being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right, quick and painless. My bracelet should do the trick. Okay, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to find something as soon as I focus. Or as long as I focus. Is there anything here? Because his arm's here and it's quite obvious I'm looking at it just in case. Nothing moving. Perceive! Oh, look at his eyes! I don't know if that is it because it's not moving. Nothing there. Here. I'm gonna keep an eye on the hand just this whole time, just to be sure. Nothing. And then go to the face and try there. Nope, nothing. The only one that Kristoph reacted to was the last statement. Oh. I didn't notice he had a scar on his hand. Oh-wee. Why does it look like a skull?
Gotcha!
It was you who who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And let me assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish, too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Misham. Whoops. Now, I don't know if I need to present the stamp or the letter. I'm going to go with the stamp first.
Take that!
I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atroconine was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So I'm to understand that this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. Yeah! Suck on that, Gavin! You stupid drill hair! That is all, Your Honor. Order, order, order. Poison on the back of the stamp. After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to the witness cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witnesses Spark Brushell's testimony. I'm guessing he put the letter in the envelope. Mr. Bishop sat there searching his dress drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. I'm so-called postage stamp, quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using the stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was a mere coincidence that he used it that night. I am in the wrong voice. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you suggest that I could somehow manipulate coincidence? I did not forget Darian's hair, but he's not here right now. He does have a point. How would this witness know when the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use this stamp that night? Least of all, Kristoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Kristoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Kristoph Gavin. Or you were. I need to pronounce it properly. You were, Kristoph. What are you trying to say, Prosecutor Gavin? Here, forehead. What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that this poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why he couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence? Kristoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Kristoph. I silenced the defense with the few words possible. It's called efficiency. But, Mr. Gavin, that's intermissible testimony. Impermissible. I can't read. Very well. I shall take his claim head on, then. Justice. What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you. What possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Oh, a motive. He's talking about a motive. Indeed. It's hard to see how our attorney would want to kill a painter. Now, here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe you have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice, I'm going through this with no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then let us see what you have for us. What reason did Kristoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? I think it would be this one. But that is an old one. There's an address on here and a name I've never heard of. At least, I think so. A bit too blurry to be... Yeah. I think that says Kristoph on the front. Why is the Drew Misham on the back of here? The stamp. So the Grammarys, isn't it? Why did Mr. Wright give me this letter right before the trial? What could it mean? To look like now, I don't think I can show this because there's nothing tying him to this yet. It could be this because this actually shows stuff. This actually shows like, oh, use this and this stamp, which was the poison stamp. Screw it. Kristoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating the forged evidence. There you go, now it shows it. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnified Grammary's diary. Ah, when Attorney Phoenix lost his badge, yes? This was the evidence he presented, to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request this forgery be made? That was never proven.
Objection!
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. The letter was sent to Drew Mission by the client who requested the forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old. The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery, to keep them from talking. But he made a mistake.
Last time was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Father taught me when I was very young.
It was a great magician show. Going too high was making my throat weird. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding to the statement add the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records of that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy! I'm here. What's this?
I don't know. It's a girl here from the hall. I hoping to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing. I am sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from the previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking the impossible. Yes, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that it was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shadi Enigma's previous defense attorney? That's not his name. His name was Zach, but whatever. No, this cannot be. Well, this cannot be. But it's all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Kristoph Gavin. Order. What is the meaning of this? Witness, I mean defendant, former lawyer. Let me begin by denying this.
Objection!
It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claims? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection!
Forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with prosecutor Gavin? Looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Kristoph Gavin, requested the forgery 7 years ago. Javier. Just prove it. Clear up those doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. You must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Monsieur Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Kristoph Gavin's link to True Mission? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Kristoph Gavin requested a forgery of True Mission 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not...
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty. Ooh, a penalty of 2 points.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Okay, the defendant or the witness is like, hey, we should increase his penalty. You're right, witness, let's do that. He's a witness. He's not part... Whatever. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Kristoph Gavin to True Mission. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice, present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and True Mission. Hey, Sean. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't think you were here last time. So it's good you're here now, because we might be finishing it today, or tomorrow, or next time. Whatever. Something that links the witness. Literally, the only link is the nail polish. Or this.
Take that!
This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there a problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hmm? Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting. Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now, of course. Sorry, I had to make... That's fine, Sean. I wasn't actually ragging on you or anything else. How dare you go out and do things? How dare you? You're no fan of mine. Nah. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private email or mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright is yet to be cured of his habit of forging, or his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? Oh no, I'm not going to lock you up with Francisca. You're going to go with the scratchy guy from the hospital. That'll be your punishment. The Hot Tea Clinic, that's it. Reproduction. When Mr. Wright visited Kristoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? His face, Jesus. He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin. And the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney is suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as it is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Kristoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something. I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination.
Objection!
The show's over, yet the Crown screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin. Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Kristoph? Javier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press the prosecutor Gavin. Just catching up on chat. Being serious, wouldn't write yellow letter recording that be allowed even despite allegedly forging evidence? Yeah. Because it's physical evidence. Well, it's evidence that's recorded. Still evidence related to the case. Back to Hardy. No! Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, hair forehead. I couldn't forget what really is important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago, I had short hair and was even cooler, and I didn't have my jacket. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you? Hair right. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request that you put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your occupation and name for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched this video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment you call in Drew Mission. It was almost as if... Almost as if what? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. It's totally, yeah. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with a forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Kristoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Kristoph, I'd seen you here at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. Oh, the evil underlining. The lighting. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Kristoph know so much? What's he good at Gavin? Kristoph, we were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all the research on the case. The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My, Javier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug, not anymore. Tell me what is going on behind that trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. We'll make you act out his Sonic fix? No! I've just turned back to the trial and you're still playing with Salmonella and fucking the Hottie Clinic, man. Apollo, I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Gramry. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I came to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Kristoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? Have you not seen any of his cases, man? He literally kicked everyone's ass. He went off against the best attorney in the entire world and won. And you're just like, oh, he just did it on luck. Shut up, Kristoph. You literally showed up in this one game. You have no history to you. Shut up. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse of a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it. So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, those 2 men shamed me and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Gramry both deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Mission to forge that evidence. So you could win. But then you were dismissed as Zach Gramry's attorney. You used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me the information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin. Perfectly. You're mad, Kristoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Kristoph, You've been living in a fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
You know, things always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. I felt it too. Journalists sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Grammy got rubbed after 7 years? Or rubbed out? Right after coming into contact with me?
Wait just a minute.
Wait just a minute.
There we go. A proper deep voice. Zach Grammy was seen by the reporter. How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think he'd get here so fast. Zach Grammy gone missing for 7 years, Trucy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveller. I remember him quite well. Shadi Smith, was it? Poison in a Chinese restaurant, tragic. No, it wasn't. Man, the details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveller was Zach Gramry. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going. We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? She's amazing, you know. She knows everything. Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifi Gramry's death started it. Magnifi Gramry's death and his student Zach Gramry the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Kristoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Misham? Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Atropine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side that the bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Adriadoni's nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Ah, that nail polish was her good luck charm.
I was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you know, can't see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
Her person gave me a good luck charm, but when I absolutely had to go outside, it protects me.
Oh, apparently she's received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was for that client, the one who wanted that note made.
It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would be do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then they went off almost simultaneously. Cool story, bro. Where's your evidence? That's what Kristoph's going to say, or whatever. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I've listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the Atraquinine that took Drew Misham's life.
Objection!
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Gramery to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. I would over the report again if you'd like. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveller by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive.
Objection!
Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. The court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Misham who is on trial here. No, but you were doing so well, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Misham innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Misham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? Evidence is everything. There's nothing anymore. Or there is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. Novice? I've been in 3 cases, man. That's more than a novice. I'm at least an intermediate. I respect your partner Phoenix's right determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Fortunately, yes, Kristoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? The news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for the new judicial system. That's right. I'd totally forgotten. The jurist system. He just shouts that out for no reason. Jurists, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers? Oh no, not the mouth breathers! Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by law. Nonsense! There is only room for 2 in this court, me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say. Crazy. They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. Ah, they're looking at me! Ah! It's creepy. I'm not just gonna save. I'm just imagining, like Kristoph turns around slowly. He's like, "What? Get out of the camera!" He like runs up to the camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right. 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 Right! He literally becomes a demon. He's become a mess now. I won't accept it. I can't accept it. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You'd be ignorant swine, soil your credits or courts. Kristoph, it's over. Clavier. The law is absolute. You can't be serious. What? I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law is an absolute. It's filled with contradictions. His looking up sprite is kind of sad, to be honest. I don't mean as in like it was badly done, as in like he looks sad. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to a clean through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing it is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoph. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what lore is. You're an attorney. You should know what lore is. It's like saying, I don't know how to do my job. I think I know what he actually means, but the way this is written, it makes it sound like he doesn't know what law is. Like, I don't know what it means when you park in the wrong spot or you don't pay a fine. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Misham, accused of murdering her father. The painter drew Misham, however. Several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurists of the court. For the death of Drew Misham, how do you find the defendant, Vera Misham? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter.
Whee!
October 9th, 12:48 p.m. Jurist Chamber. Doopy-doopy-doo. Oh, I can't save. Well, that's great. This ends the trial for the case. I would like to save, please. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Misham is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Number 6. Who's number 6? Please wait. Yes, jurist number 6. There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved in the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all of your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your question or your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Misham. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Oh! Who am I playing as? I don't know who this is. So I personally would choose not guilty because that is the truth of the matter. However, if what Raffertron is saying is correct, there is extra stuff for choosing guilty, so... Bracelet! And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. A hung jury, the final verdict would have to wait for the following day. Hey Sean, welcome back. But her fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera Misham's condition worsened. She died in a hospital bed. Oh wow, okay. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. That's it. For choosing guilty at the juror system, episode 4. That's it. I thought there'd be more to it than that. That was awful. It's like she died. The end. Okay. Which one's sooner? This one is sooner. Let's do this one.
Innocent or guilty, turn to you to consider this matter, blah, blah, blah.
I remember there being more. I don't know, maybe they reduced it? Or maybe you're adding in something else from a different ending. Their verdict remains, blah, 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 blah. Defendant is in intensive care. Cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. The defendant had poisoned her father that night. Panel has been provided for each of you to input your insights. Come on, skip. The truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. Oh, who am I? I don't know who this is. It doesn't look like anyone that we've met before. Let's choose guilty. Again. Let's choose guilty again. And there's the bracelet again. So a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. First verdict under the juror system. Oh, we got sad music. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Kristoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any heard before. Or since. It's crazy. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. And she has all the DVDs that Phoenix just left there. October 10th. That was literally the next day. Hickfield Clinic, 1012. Vera, I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera... Hey now, don't you start crying too. I'm sorry you had to see us like this. Vera? She almost died, I guess a little bit raspy. Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you'd never been in your nails. Oh, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and I saw you, I finally understood. I love you. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. Looks like that poison did have some effect on her. Killed off whatever was holding back from life. I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. That's cute. Oh, look, it's me. I love it, thanks. And it's just hair. Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so, at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things to me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did what? How? I'm not telling. He promised me that day when he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Gramry, after all. Ha 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 ha!
Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
Yeah, acceptance of new daddy.
Daddy can't. Oh, I've got you too, Polo. Oh, even if you found voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy.
Hee hee.
Oh, Trucy. Yes, Rare? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Whee!
Objection,
Not loud enough. And I like magic underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties under Apollo.
He's with Edgeworth, his boyfriend. So, your memory's returned. I need to remember how I did a voice. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamiwa. But you knew my true identity, did you not? But that is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Are you thinking into it too much? Besides, there's no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? Please? Do so. Don't say, I'll tell them at a later date. They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Till then,
Time is right now! What are you talking about? Do it now!
Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm not the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside.
He's crying! Fuck! Why did that one thing hit me like that? Just a stupid brief moment. I hate this game!
Oh, stupid. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Kristoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet. It tore who I was away. Ten years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. But that is why I left the troupe, my family. Now my memory has returned, I am myself once more. For the first time, I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, the Vera Mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she is as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. Oh yeah, so you know, Mia died and she was weak because she didn't have anything to live for. Sure. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. No, it's the end of the story. I still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep this lawyer thing up for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Court of steel. Here comes justice!
Objection!
Bam, 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 bam. I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Grammary. Drushy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy.
Drusy Grammary, frankly, I'm not my doubts, but Hat Grammary, now that'll pack him in.
Whee! I still think that's really cool, though. Making it like an actual photo. It's not every day you get that trivial that rocks harder, or trial that rocks harder than whatever, one of my gigs. That's why it's over. The Gaviniers are breaking up. The news caught a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. You still have the burnout guitar on your desk? Well, that was an experience for sure. Not as bad as I remember, but the major plot holes are still there and are just as bad as I remember. Yeah, it's not a terrible game. It's just that it needed a lot more work done to it. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted, I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. Don't do it, Phoenix. If you do, you'll become less in power. Kimono. Suichi Muramoto. Yeah, where were you in this case? So, I was standing around eating snackoos the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. And the power of science. Oh, although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. Bam, 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 bam. I'm not breaking up because one of your band members committed murder. I know she was there at the start, but then she just vanished. It's unlikely in the event you're a Russian bar, a bottle bar, the only thing colder than the restaurant is borscht. Ah, but if great challenge is being required, shouldn't you be in prison? Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. Someone get him off that Yamaha. They've got the orchestra notes on. Oh god, I remember your voice. So, Kentucky Pastries is getting back to the Eastern roots, spread the culture and all. Yo, boss, culture time. This is how we write root, capiche? But we're still giving back to the people. PR time. And this is how we write people, all right? Not that walkie's paying any of my attention. Ooh. A great Ace Attorney trilogy after this? Well, I'd have to get it first. Or PW versus PL. Zoe, Chinese characters on the cake was fly idea 3,000 years ago. Believe that. Man, you want to make it today, you got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's that? That's why I made it an OG cracker for real. I know it don't look like an old cracker. Gee, what do you want me to call out the OG muffin? Get out of my screen. Go away. I hate you. Why'd you gotta ruin it? Great Ace Attorney is the best. I don't know why all these kids boosting food coming from. I can't remember your voice, so I'm just doing it like this. You ask me, there's only one noodle, and that's noodles. Noodles forever.
I got a new one too. See, this time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend? Eldu's noodles all about the salt. Salt forever. Oh, it's you again. I can't remember your voice either. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me unequivocal admiration in my endeavors. You see, they used to call me Weasley Stinkler, and now Wesley Sticky Hands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. Why do you got to bring back that case to me for? I don't want it. I'm going to have to catch up with chat in a minute because there's been a lot and I've missed all of it. I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life and with it joy. You look so good! I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song. I missed the shawl, though. Shawl was nice. There's no drop frames on my side. Brushel! Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. How do I feel about things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist confidence in mint condition. And whoa! Take the monster off my screen. I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find out what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. It's the wizards, or the mages, or the magicians. There we go. Got the word eventually. Shu Takumi, original creator and series director. Ah, that's cute. God damn it! Ooh! Congrats! You've locked a special bonus in the music and background setting screens. A commemorative Kazuya Nuri. That was a nice picture. Yeah! Continue on the next game. Phoenix Wright, Dual Destinies. How long have we been going for? An hour and 30 minutes. We could start the next one. It was his last game. Was it? Oh. Yeah, like there are things that I like about this game, like all the cutscenes and stuff. I like Gavin as the prosecutor. He was just a normal guy. He was cool. He had his own rock theme. It does have issues with some of the plot holes, some of the characters. Like, again, this is not an Apollo Justice game. This is a Trucy Wright and Gavin and Phoenix Wright and every other character except Apollo Justice. Apollo's only there for, like, the ride. And even he's, like, saying, like, oh, I don't know everything yet. I don't know how law works. What? That's your job, Apollo. You're supposed to know what your law is. It's not terrible. I definitely will not say it's terrible. It is definitely at least a 5, which is average. Comparing it to the previous 3 is asking a lot, because the previous 3 were like high quality. Like Ace Attorney 1 is always like a 9 or an 8 out of 10. Ace Attorney 2 is like also an 8 or 9 out of 10. Attorney 3 is 7 or 8. I think I had some issues with that game, but there were also a lot of good things in that. So it might just be the same.
This game is more... I wouldn't say it's more unfocused. It's just got some issues. So I would definitely give it something like a 6 at a minimum, a 7 as a maximum. So I'm going to go with a 7. It's good, but the original trilogy is way better. And that kind of holds it back because it could have been just as good as that. But it is what it is. It's not terrible. Definitely would say try it out. Oh, yeah. Now I need to catch up on chat because there was a lot of stuff that I missed. Definitely not that. A2, Dual Destiny has one, but I haven't seen it. First and last time. Ship it. Basically, it's like A2, except Trucy and Aura run away. That's what's on the car. I shipped them, but I shipped Justy Sykes too, and Apollo and Emma. Nope. Back to Hottie. Where's my good ending? You don't get one. Revert to die. Ending. Solid Snake. Ace. Apollo Justice. Ace Snake. Never bring it up again. Blah, blah, blah. She was at the start of it. Best. Irish Sato, Gina Sholmes. Mages. Grammys are a cult now. Charm. Play AA4 over Dual Destinies and Sodge. Visual Trace is still better than AA4. Copy is the way I would describe it. I blame right. 3 games designed to go together. A single game, big shot. We put B in the game, frankly, and there will be pulled a gun way earlier than the whole character art. Kristoph Gavin, watch DBZ. I do watch DBZ. So it's like... This is supposed to be the... I know this is supposed to be the Apollo Justice trilogy, but this game is the only game where he's the quote-unquote main character. Every other game after that, he's not. At least as far as I'm aware. I don't know about the Sodge one. I only know about Dual Destinies, he's not. But I at least want to see what happens if I click yes. So I'm going to click yes now, because then we can get like a preview for next time. Right? It's like Goku in the Boo Saga. Let's click yes. Dual Destinies. It's all textured. Next time on Apollo Justice Trilogy. I like this kind of call. Let's go to this call. This looks like fun.
These are dark times, where the law has been reduced to rubble. And it's up to us to restore it to its former glory.
It's the old room. There's the hat.
I know what you mean. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move.
They've got voices.
Don't you worry. I've got a trusty new partner on board.
Done. You bet. Let's do this.
She's been with us for half a year. Though I can
Went down the
hardly
half a year
believe
ago.
Anyway, Her power will be our greatest weapon.
She doesn't. Whatever.
Are you alright, miss?
Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end.
I don't know why, but just the remix of this song is just so cool to me. It made me giggle. Oh man, he's gone edgy. He's gone cool now. He now must fight Majin Buu on the moon. Episode 1, Turnabout Countdown. And that's for next time, because we're not doing that now. This is just a preview. Get me out of here. Hey, the best thing about bombs is that, oh, the text actually filling the whole screen. Race and destroy without discretion. Boom. All I have to do is pin everything on the little girl. Oh, I had forgotten how much changed because we went into 3D. Number 5. Before I get out of this, I really appreciate that they make the text fill out more of the bar, because that is so annoying when they do that. Like, I like the other ones, don't get me wrong. It's just that the stupid fucking, in the text box, there's just so much empty space they could be using. At least here they try to use it all. Right, get me out of here. We're done. Exit game. Don't save. Yes. And that's where we'll stop. We'll be watching that again next time we do this, which will be on Thursday. It's the 5th case chronologically. Like, I know how all the chronological thing about this case or this game. It's like all over the place. So it's gonna be interesting. I will say that for me, that I actually like Dual Destinies and I prefer it to Ace Attorney 4. And it's the last game I played. So it's the last Phoenix Wright game I played, I mean. So I'm looking forward to playing it. It's just, you know, I liked it. And, you know, I liked Athena, I guess. Because she just has such a raw moment. It's just so raw. I'm like, fuck yeah, cool. But then again, you know, I'm a guy that likes Berserk, so that's probably why, because it just, let's do trauma, yeah. But yeah, we shall see how this game goes next time, whether my memory's like being like, ooh, you actually don't like it now. I don't know, but we shall see. As usual, thank you all for joining today. Hope everyone enjoyed. As usual, if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, do that bell notification so you know when I next stream. And if you like what I do, there's links to Patreon and tips in the description as well. And if you do become a patron, you get your name added to the patron list here, where I give you a shout out of every stream, like I do with Hiroru Kuni and the Swordmaster 37. And I thank you for the continued support. I'll be back tomorrow when we do Halo 2, so look forward to that. And with this, we'll be back on Thursday. Just as a reminder for people that are in America or other countries, you guys are already in daylight savings time. I am not. So my time is still the same as it was last time, whereas your time is like an hour ahead. So I'm still starting at 6. But for you guys, I'm like an hour late. Or something to that effect. So just be aware of that. So if you think that I'm going to be streaming an hour or sooner, I'm not. My daylight saving time is at the end of this month. So until then, you know, we'll be kind of out of sync. But otherwise, yeah. Is secretly the Joker, like seeing mayhem and trauma. Hey, it's not my fault Berserk conditioned me to like that kind of thing in stories. Or maybe it is. But yeah, we stop there. Thank you all for watching today and watching all of Apollo Justice's first game. And we'll be back on Thursday with the next one. So until then, y'all take care. Have a nice rest of the day. And I'll see you all tomorrow or Thursday. Until then, y'all take care. Bye, Sean. Bye, Rafatron. Bye, everyone else. Thanks for joining. Bye.